For Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Central Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, providing big city healthcare with a hometown touch. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, April 4, 2019 at 7 a.m.
We got some rain.
And you can hear the rain. Hear the rain. Well, good morning, everybody. Enjoy the rain. We got a little bit warmer temperatures this morning, 51 degrees as we start the program this morning.
Bye, Bob.
There goes Bob Brechtenwald.
Just had to bring that up on there. Bob Brechtenwald was here in the house. He's leaving.
Now maybe the flash bulbs will stop popping around here, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis this morning. Hope your morning's off to a great start. A little bit soggy out there. We'll get to the weather here in just a minute. But first, I need to tell you about Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town, with 3 locations, as you heard Jacqueline say in the introduction. There's 3 locations to serve you. Bomber Boulevard, 62 East Plaza, and Baxter Regional Medical Center. And check them out today.
You got 4 if you count coming by here and getting the maximum strength
Brandon's
version.
over here having a cup of coffee. How's that coffee over there, Brandon? Pretty good? Pretty good stuff. Check out Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. But you didn't hear that from me. Check it out for yourself. Stop by sometime, have coffee with us. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive right here in Mountain Homes. Where's that?
What do you mean you didn't hear that from me? I just heard that from you.
Yeah, I want you to see it for yourself.
Okay.
Taste the coffee.
But you can't say you didn't hear that from me. If I just heard it from you.
Well, let's discuss this. Okay, never mind. Let's rewind.
I'm just picking it apart. You go right at, you do your thing. I'm just saying.
Picky.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Oh, it's going to get worse. Isn't it?
Yeah, just be ready. I'm in one of the
Okay,
moods.
so you did hear it from me, dadgummit. Brewed Awakening Coffee, whatever location, even down here at the TV station. Come on down sometime. Join us. Love to have you. Got some seats right over here. Got a couple recliners back over here. That's where Scooter takes a nap when we have a pre-recording.
Yeah.
Giving away your secrets. Anyway, seriously, check out Brewed Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brewed Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water, right?
You got it.
You got it. And, of course, Roller Funeral Homes brings you the morning prayer each and every day. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes right here in Mountain Home. Talk to Charlotte, Bruce, Chris, anyone's there to help you. Pre-plan. Sometimes it's an emergency situation, totally unforeseen, which can be a shocker, but they're right there to help. They know what to do, and they'll get the job done. It's a tough time when you have to call on funeral services like that, but Roller makes it easy, and they understand what's going on. 29 Roller Funeral Homes in the state of Arkansas to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee, but right here in Mountain Home, very professional, caring, and loving, and they will help you through a very rough time. Let's pause now for the morning prayer. Heavenly Father, we've heard many love songs over the years, like What the World Needs Now is Love, or All You Need is Love, or even Johnny Cash's A Thing Called Love, and I could go on and on. But your Holy Scripture teaches that God is love. So why are we searching for love when Scripture tells us where to find it? It's funny how so many answers to life can be found in the Bible, but yet we ignore it. People turn to drugs, alcohol, or sex trying to find love and acceptance. So how true is the song, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Searching For? I bet we could get satisfaction if we just trusted God. My prayer today is you help us find you, Lord, and that's my prayer. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Homes of Arkansas, bringing morning prayer each and every day. With all our respect, Roller Funeral Homes.
And now,
brace yourself.
Da, da, da.
He's getting better.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Lie like a rug, don't
I? I swear I'm going to find that kazoo and we're
talk about a rusty
down
trumpet. Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Check out the website retiretoarkansas.net. Great folks, wonderful friends. Known them for years. They'll treat you right. Buying, selling, whatever it may be, call the Z-Team today. 870-405-0793. We're going to take a look at the live cam. It's going to be a little bit, well, it's not too bad. You can see to the upper right, you can see the little darker blue over there. And that's the rain we're getting right now in Mountain Home. Over
looks
to
like
the
it's
upper,
starting to move out of.
Yeah, it sure is out of the picture. You can see the bridge lights on the Highway 62 412 bridge coming into Baxter County from Marion County. See downtown Cotter lit up.
You know, I had it when I first turned it on earlier and it was a little darker. our friendly spider had
Yeah,
the
I saw
webs
that,
going,
yeah.
but can't really see them now, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's a live cam right now at 7:05 on this Thursday morning.
I wonder why I don't see any boats out there.
Gee, I wonder.
It is
Gee, I
pouring
wonder.
out outside, guys.
I wonder. Beautiful shot. Now you can see this on your own computer or your smartphone, your iPad, whatever it may be. Go to retiretoarkansas.net, and while you're there, check out the user-friendly website on all the properties that they have to offer you through the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, retiretoarkansas.net. Right now we have a shower here at the studio. We're at 1226 Commerce Drive, north of Pizza Hut and Pizza Inn and Mountain Home. We got a pretty good shower going on right now. We're at 51 degrees, 52 at Flippin, 50 in Harrison, 52 at Yellville, 50 at Salem. Calico Rock checks in at 51. It's 52 in Mountain View, Arkansas. St. Louis, cloudy conditions, 51. Poplar Bluff at 52. West Plains at 50. Branson at 48. Watford City warmed up 2 more degrees. They're at 41 degrees. 10 degrees difference between here and Watford City, North Dakota. We're at one point, well, get a load of this. 2 months ago it was 40 below, so now they're 81 degrees warmer. They're at 41 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're 81 degrees normal, what they were
They're
in
out
February.
there working in shorts.
They'll be in a swimming pool if it gets much warmer than that. On the national radar, I'm going to refresh this. I did it at 6:30, and so it's probably time to refresh this. You can see shower activity through the mid part of the country: Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, West Tennessee, Indiana, parts of Kentucky. And so this has been, they've been predicting this, you know, for several days now. You can see a little bit in the northern part of North Dakota, skirting the North Dakota-Canadian border there. I'm going to check that Memphis stop. There's some pretty heavy showers right there. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Is that
go
going to
ahead.
throw off the alignment there?
No, I can make it work.
All right, here we go. This is the Memphis stop, so you can see what's come through the state of Arkansas, and it's east of the Mississippi River. This affects Interstate 55 from north central Mississippi all the way up into Memphis. Then you can see northeast Arkansas and southeast Missouri, all the way to Cape Girardeau, Missouri over here.
The good news, I don't see any red in it.
Yeah, there's no
So
red in, so
that's-
it's just right
that's a
now
good
some
sign.
rain. So now we'll go back to the normal spot here. We'll hit that Little Rock stop. Most of Arkansas getting rain right now, with the exception of the extreme northwest part of the state. And so I'm going to say every highway in Arkansas is going to be affected one way or another, with the exception of Highway 62 412 west in the extreme portion of northwest Arkansas. But more than likely, with the threat of rain throughout the day being around 90%, most of the state will experience rain. All the highways will be affected. Wipers, lights, you know, make sure the tires are
Put that in
inflated
motion,
properly.
would you?
Sure, yeah. We'll go to the base loop here. And we'll hit that Adobe player. Here we go. And we'll put that in motion for you. Kind of an east-northeast movement.
Gotcha.
Very good. Let me back out of here. We'll go take a look at Missouri. If I can find St. Louis and all that rain. Kind of an odd pattern here. It's swirling up into northern Illinois, back over into northeast Missouri. But right now, east central Missouri is experiencing the showers. It's not made it into St. Louis yet. As you can see, Interstate 70 and I-64 in Illinois, east of St. Louis, Vandalia, Effingham, and Mount Vernon, not getting the showers yet. Nor is I-55, Sikeston, Cape Girardeau on into St. Louis, but I-44 and Interstate 70 with a lot of rain showers there, along with Highway 63 and Highway 61 going north and south through the state.
All I can say is if you work in St. Louis, hurry up. It's coming.
It's coming.
Get
yeah,
to
if
your
you're
work.
driving from Illinois into St. Louis, get over there, get parked, and get in, you know. Get off. Let's see. If it was Fairview Heights, I'd run up to Collin. No, I'd just grab 64 and go in. That's what I would do. 64 will take you downtown St. Louis. It's been a while since I've done that. Southwest Missouri, we'll check that. You can see kind of that open area. Joplin not getting anything, but Springfield is getting rain. Fayetteville on the northern edge of some rain, but we've got Washington, Madison, and Carroll counties right now not getting much in Arkansas, nor the southwest parts of Missouri. Nevada, Missouri getting a little bit, and back over into Kansas. I-44 affected a little bit once you get to Springfield and Lebanon and Raleigh. You can see I-70, Kansas City to Columbia getting the shower activity as well. And so, got a rainy day, got a couple rainy days. It's spring, it's warmer weather, it's not bad out there, and it is what it is. The national forecast map, we've got a little bit of fog in Kansas and southwest Nebraska. We've got some flood watches in North Dakota, Idaho, and Montana. They're still monitoring the flood situations in, well, now I'm going to say Iowa, Missouri, and Arkansas. Governors of Nebraska, Iowa, and Missouri met in a conference yesterday in Council Bluffs to see what they could do to work on some of the flooding issues that affected those 3 states, especially in northern Missouri, and Iowa and Nebraska, big farm countries up there. A lot of crops can't go in the ground yet because ground is still underwater. So they had some levee breaches and stuff like that, so they're working through that. So not much going on in the mid part of the state right now. Forecast for today, 90% chance of showers all day today, drops to a 30% chance tonight. Temperature-wise, 61 degrees today, low of 52. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 71. Friday night, low of 54. Then on Saturday, partly sunny, chance of showers, high of 72. Saturday night, a 60% chance of showers. That carries all the way through Sunday. So Saturday, I'm going to say from about noon or 2 o'clock all the way through Sunday evening, we've got a 60% chance of showers. So
you're saying I'm going to be driving in rain?
Well, okay, probably.
More than likely.
More than likely. Check out those wipers. Make sure the tires are inflated properly on your car or pickup truck. And just be safe, Arkansas, Missouri drought monitor map. Of course, 0 drought with all the rain we've had throughout the winter and spring. But it's a habit. I got to put it up there. I need to refresh this. That's still showing another accident down there in Little Rock. Little Rock's kind of an accident looking for a place to happen anyway. Interstate 430, mile marker 3.5 northbound lane with an auto accident in Arkansas. Other than that, they've got few traffic slowdowns in Little Rock. Surprise, surprise. Overall, the state of Arkansas in pretty good shape for traveling today. I'm going to let's take a look at that weather radar on this map. This shows you the highways in conjunction with the shower activity right now over the state of Arkansas. And so if you're planning to drive from here to Mountain View or here to Little Rock or here to Memphis, this is the situation you have. You can go to iDrive Arkansas and you can get your border states on here. Check Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, or Oklahoma. While we're at it, we'll take a look at the state of Missouri. They still have some flooding conditions. And so, check it out. Morning weather is brought to you by the Z-Team. Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. Another look at the beautiful White River. Looking into Cotter, you can see the rain. It's just kind of moving a little bit more to the upper right-hand part of the screen, moving out of Mountain Home. I'm sure more rain will be coming in. Lights are still on the bridge. Some lights there throughout the city of Cotter. Beautiful shot. You can get this on your own computer or device. RetireToArkansas.net. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Community Counter brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the square of Mountain Home. Best lunch, best breakfast in town, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11.
For breakfast, we have 2 pancakes, 2 sausage and eggs. Two sausage or bacon and 2 eggs. How's that? It's a full meal. $5.88 going there.
The Deuce Special.
There you go. If I can get it all out there. And then for lunch, we got one of your favorites, open-faced turkey breast.
Oh.
Comes with 2 sides, roll of cornbread for $6.88.
It's so good.
Great meal. Can't beat the price. Get in there, give them a hard time. Try one of their homemade pies.
There you go. Well, let's see what we have. Mount Home Christian Academy, no school Friday, April 19th in honor of Good Friday. They also have early enrollment for fall. 2019 to 2020 begins on Monday, April 1st. Early registration ends on May 15th. The Father-Daughter Ball and the Night with Your Night takes place Friday, May 10th. And May 11th, the Father-Daughter Ball is May 11th. That's the big one. At the Shed, tickets are on sale now, so you can call the Christian Academy at 424-6622. And what do you got, Scooter?
I ain't got much other than the wrestling teams, the Mountain Home Flyers youth wrestling team, as well as we got a couple kids with the high school, Mountain Home Bombers Wrestling. They are headed to Independence this weekend for the Nationals. It'll be a big tournament. Every state kind of sending their best kids, and
there you go.
Let them fight for the top. They're working for an All-American. The top 8 will make All-Americans, so that's what they're shooting for.
Good. Let's throw this up on the screen real quick before we go to break. PO is hosting an annual fundraising tea on Saturday, April 6th at 1 o'clock at First Baptist Church's Christian Life Center at 400 Club Boulevard in Mountain Home. Tickets are $15. You can call them at 479-300-6048 for ticket information. Bag Ladies Buffet and Bag Buffet. Buffet, doesn't sound like Ray or O'Reilly.
Only Dale.
Boy, how's that one for the blooper reel, huh?
Yeah.
Bag Ladies Buffet and Bag Auction. Grab your bag and head over to the Bag Ladies Buffet in the park, hosted by the PO Chapter DO on April 6th at 1 o'clock. Wonder how many people are laughing at that one this morning. Anyway, I think it's time for a break. 7:15 and a half. I'm out of coffee. That's it. That's the whole problem. I'm out of coffee. So I should have got
realizing you have a problem is the first step.
That's it. So we're going to take a break. Brandon Lewis, our guest today from Mountain Home Agriculture Department. I got to get some coffee. Be right back.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I grow up, I want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
It's 7:19 on this rainy Thursday morning. We're visiting with Brandon Lewis of the Mountain Home High School Agriculture Department. You've got lots of news, Mr. Lewis. So
yes, sir.
What's step one?
We do. Well, to sort of, I guess I'll start with just a little bit of an overview about our year so far that we've had. This fall we had probably about 25 to 30 students show livestock, and basically that kept us busy basically all the way through the end of October and 1st of November, and had really good showings not only at the county and district fairs but also at state fair. Whenever we sort of finished that, this spring we've been working pretty hard, our students have, on several different things FFA related as far as our judging teams. That basically started in January and actually going to finish up this weekend over at Fayetteville. We qualified 14 or 15 teams, qualified every single student. We're taking about 65 students today and tomorrow over to Fayetteville to compete, and several teams have a really good shot to win a state contest again this year. So we're pretty excited about that. But sort of some big news for us is coming up next week, we're actually hosting our first annual plant sale. I think the last time I was on here with Dr. Long, we were actually talking about the new greenhouse grant that we got last year, and we got that completed, the greenhouse, in about January of this year, and have had students in there working, and we're going to have, like I said, next Tuesday, open it up to the public for our first annual plant sale, and the hours basically are going to run from 8 to 6 o'clock each day, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and then on Saturdays from 10 to 1. Wow. So the students have basically, we got over 600 hanging baskets of several different varieties of sort of floral plants, and then have several vegetables that the students have germinated and grown. So we're excited about that. So
this is open to the public?
It is.
And it starts on the 9th?
On the 9th. We're going to sort of, what our plan of action is, we're going to open it up actually April 8th for the district of faculty and staff, and then open it up to the public the 9th. Don't be scared that we're opening it up a day early for the district. We have plenty to go around. The greenhouse is a 30 by 90 facility, a really nice facility, really big, but from floor to ceiling it is packed full. Matter of fact, we're running out of table space, so we will have plenty of plants and vegetables.
So when did they start planning all this? Has this been going all throughout the fall and winter of 18?
Basically, it started once we got the greenhouse sort of completed about the second week of January. Matter of fact, before it was
last year.
Well, this spring, really? Yes, sir. We started planning all of our hanging baskets then, and so basically the students have been really busy since basically January, and has continued through. I think if you ask several of them, they would be happy to tell you they're excited to see the light at the end of the tunnel. They've really enjoyed it, learned a tremendous amount, and not only have they learned quite a bit about plant science and all that, but so have I. This is my first time of ever teaching plant science, so it's been a learning experience for all of us, but we're excited to sort of see this is what the goal that we've been working towards and finally coming to fruition.
So what surprised you the most in learning about plant science?
Well, I've had to really test my memory. In college, I took several plant science classes, but I was always sort of more interested in the animal science part of agriculture, to be quite honest with you. So I've had to go back and read quite a bit of textbooks and make a lot of phone calls and get a lot of help along the way. But probably the neatest thing that I've noticed about this new program of study at the high school, we have, in between our plant science class and our greenhouse management class, I think we have around 47 students. And of those 47, I would say probably 30 of them are male. And whenever we started this, just sort of thinking about it, I thought the girls would be really interested in it, and maybe some of the males. I was sort of curious to see how in tune they would be with plant science and sort of growing and all that kind of stuff, and it has really shocked me about how the males have really bought into it, and that's what I was telling my co-teacher the other day was I've been really impressed about the interest from all students across the board. So, and next year, just in this first year of kicking off this new program of study at the high school, our numbers have actually already doubled. Instead of offering one plant science class next year, we're going to offer two. I think we had over 60 kids sign up just for our plant science class, and then around 45 kids or students sign up for our nursery landscape and greenhouse management class again next year. So it is definitely growing. It's been really exciting. it's sort of getting interest from all students, and it's drawing different students than what we normally get probably in our ag program. So that's been pretty neat.
Is there any interest in the horticulture exhibits at the county fair in September with this?
Well, we hadn't really got that far, to be quite honest with you. This year has been, like I said, sort of a learning year. Yeah, it's been. It seems like we take 3 steps forward and then about 10 steps back some days. And but one thing that we have sort of talked about, and what I'm going to try to incorporate in our plant science classes next year, and through our FFA piece of our program, which FFA and our classes, they're all sort of intercurricular related. It is an extracurricular, but it's also in our standards. FFA, in every class that we teach, we're supposed to cover about 15 hours over FFA history and all that. But through the state, we actually have a ag science fair, and we have actually 2 students that done an ag science this year through the greenhouse management. So next year in my plant science classes, I'm hoping to really incorporate that. So students can come up with their own trials and own experiments that they want to accomplish, and then they'd actually go in April, at the end of April, to Hot Springs and compete at the state level at our state convention. And if they end up becoming a state winner, they would go on and compete at the national convention in October in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
so
that's huge.
So we're
and we can talk about that come up after the 30 break here, but you've had a lot of students on that national stage.
Yes, sir. We have a very well-rounded program. It's not just myself. There's 5 of us there at the high school, or high school, junior high, and now the middle school, sort of pulling all the same rope and really getting kids involved, not only on the local, state, and national levels. So we're pretty excited about that. And the students actually have sort of came up with this idea, and it's a work in progress. We were hoping that we could incorporate it this fall, but we're waiting on, we got some government money buying us some supplies, so we're sort of waiting on all that to come through and the supplies coming in.
The checks in the mail, right?
Right, the checks in the mail. But what our plan is next year is, in that plant science class, we actually are in the process of purchasing 8 tower gardens, which is basically a hydroponic system.
Really?
And we are going to try to provide every 2 to 3 weeks a salad bar at the high school for our students, grown from the greenhouse. So
that would be awesome.
So we are.
I love that.
There's a lot of ideas floating around, and we're trying. Like I said, it's sort of a work in progress at the moment. But what's been really neat to see the kids is their interest, their buy-in, and excitement in the new program. And I think we can all relate to whenever we were in school. Not that I didn't enjoy my math and science classes and all that, but whenever you're up moving around and learning with your hands and learning from experience, kids have really bought in to the program and to the plant science aspect of it. So we're pretty excited of what the future can hold. So,
while you're sitting there talking, I'm thinking, my dad basically was born on the farm. He drug that cotton sack, when he was big enough to drag a cotton sack. You think, they're just a farm kid, but I would say that proudly.
Yes, sir.
I'd say that probably. Hey, I'm a farm guy.
And what's sort of scary in our society, and maybe scary is not the word to use, but we're getting several generations from the farm. Mm-hmm. Most of the students that we have in our program, we have several that are farm related, but I would say probably a vastly 60, 70, 80% of them or maybe 2 or 3 generations from the farm. And I had the local newspaper, they came out and done a piece over the plant cell and the new plant science pathway here the other day, and they were interviewing some students, and one of the students, which I had him last year in my 9th grade class, but he took a plant science this year, and he made the statement. He said, the lady asked him what's the biggest thing that he had learned in that class, and he said, well, what I would say is how agriculture impacts our lives on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And yes, we want them to learn about plant science or animal science or forestry or whatever class they're taking, but in the big scheme of things, I really feel like if we can just expose them to what agriculture truly is and what its impact is on our daily lives, we have been successful. And sort of the times are people really are unaware of what
I know
agriculture truly is.
It's like that thing on Facebook, quit killing cows, just go to the store to buy meat, you know.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, coming up on 7:30, need to take a quick break. Let's look at the live shot real quick over the White River. Coming up on 7:30, you see the storm, the rain, and Mountain Home up to the upper right's moved away a little bit. So, City of Conner, thanks to Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, for the live shot. Be right back.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity and hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
At Conner.
$7:33, visiting with Brandon Lewis of Mountain Home High School Ag Department. I'm going to finish the story I was telling him during break. We were talking about farmers, and one time, Gary Hunter, a good friend of mine, one time says, what's on your bucket list? What comes to your mind? I'd love to go over around Dyersburg, Tennessee, where they have the most beautiful corn farms I've ever seen in my life. The corn is just as green as Dublin on St. Patrick's Day. But to me, it'd be fun just to get on the tractor and plow the fields.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. I'd love to do that.
It's definitely, and that's what we were sort of talking about during break was agriculture, and before break talking about how we're a little bit of generations away from the farm, our students nowadays are, and just what we're basically trying to do at the high school level, in the middle school and the junior high, is just create awareness of what agriculture truly is for students, because most of the young people in today's society think most of the produce comes from a grocery store and it's always going to be there. And hopefully that is true in my lifetime, but we got to keep having people go into the agriculture industry to make sure that that is a sustainable, because the day that we run out of agricultural products, I think we can all agree right here, we're all in a bunch of trouble. So
oh yeah,
you're gonna see Wendy's and McDonald's and Burger King start closing down if they can't get the meat. You know
yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? You know, but anyway, you know, we take for granted poultry, cattle, crop, and even lumber.
Yes, sir.
You get down around Pine Bluff in the southeast part, and, you know, a lot of that the warehouser industry is picking up down there, and of course Louisiana as well, Mississippi.
And what I preach, or I shouldn't say preach, but kids say I get on my soapbox and get on my preaching stances about agriculture. But what's pretty neat about Arkansas, and they say this is one of the only states in the nation that we could close the borders and we'd be sustainable.
Yep.
And depending on what part that you live in, it's a whole different world of agriculture. And in this part of the world, we're mostly going to see sort of livestock production in the poultry, cattle. Like you said, you get south of Little Rock there, and whether you're in the southwest or southeast part of Arkansas, we're talking about forestry and major forestry operations and so forth. Of course, the east over around Memphis is our Delta area and so forth. So it's pretty neat.
Cotton, rice. You know, the governor implemented the trade with Cuba a couple years ago, and we've discussed that with the governor, and that's opened up kind of a new parameter for the rice crop in Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of opportunities for students to go into in agriculture, and not only having a great career, but a very rewarding career as well. And we got former students scattered all over the state at different universities, or that have graduated and went in different parameters of the agriculture industry. So it's always pretty neat to see students leave high school level and go on and continue their careers. So, but
you know, one thing comes to mind is cotton. I can remember southeast Missouri as a kid. My dad had family down around Neelyville and Naylor, Missouri, on Highway 67. And in late spring, early summer, it looked like snowfall. I mean, cotton as far as you could see, and the wagons be lined up getting into the gin. Now, that's a big dollar business. Now, you get around Kennett and Zenith, Missouri. And I was telling Scooter and some other guys the other day, they've got this cotton picker now. It's like $500,000. Not only does it pick the cotton, but it squeezes it down to the size of a bale that will go into the back of a tractor trailer. You know, if you go buy a live Christmas tree at Home Depot or something like that, at Christmas they got this netting. Well, this stuff, it puts the netting around it, compresses it, and the tractor comes out with this big old point, picks it up and shoves it in the back of that truck, and it goes to the cotton gin. So there's a lot of technology behind that, and a lot of money to...
Yes, sir, and no doubt. The technology is unreal, and I'll sort of tell a story real quick if we have time.
Sure.
I guess it was about 4 years ago, and it was actually when I was still teaching in Central Arkansas. I had a group of students actually win the state ag mechanics contest, so they moved on and went on to the national contest. And after you win the state contest, they send out it's about a packet of about 40 pages of what potentially could be at the national level of the students needing to know, and they had a forage harvester on there, and we looked it up, and I think the price tag on it was $379,000, and I was telling the students, I said, there's no way that they're going to have that piece of machinery at the national level for you to work on, and you know, and have it as a skill for you. And I'll never forget, I sent the kids in. We get up there in October, sent the kids in. One of the boys came out and he said, Mr. Lewis, I hate to tell you this, but they have 4 of those up in there that we had to work on, and this is what we had to do. So, but the technology is unreal. I mean, they have combines that are all GPS driven nowadays.
Yep.
Where you can farmers can set in an office and run it with a toggle. Yep. And matter of fact, I actually have a couple former students that are working for the University of Arkansas now, and that's what they are doing is they go and get trained on the new technology and then take it to the farmers level. And drones, you know, we're probably all aware of drones, and we see they're sort of a hobby, but they are utilizing those tremendously in all sorts of livestock, or not livestock, but agriculture industries, whether it's livestock or row crops, so forth. So the technology is unreal of what's out there and what we can teach the students to get the interest. So agriculture is definitely changing with the times.
My grandparents actually supported the family on 40 acres.
Right.
You know, grow cotton on 40 acres. And some, they had at one time a Fordson tractor. That's the one that had the steel wheels. They didn't have tires, they had steel wheels on it.
So it's
that
amazing.
Goes back a few years, you know?
Yeah, it's amazing how it's evolved over 40, 50, 60 years of what it looked like then and what it looks like now. So
I want to get your opinion on the flooding in Nebraska, Iowa, and northern Missouri. You know, a lot of that is wheat, corn, and I would think probably some barley up in there.
Cattle too.
The broadcast for the ball games, they talk about Budweiser buying. They've been buying from the same farms for over 50 years. So you've got the barley and all that up in Montana. The different crops up there. How's the flooding? Of course, well, it's underwater, dipwad.
Right.
You know, of course, they can't get a tractor up there. Where the water is needed is in the rice fields. I mean, how do we manage these levees? How do we manage this stuff? I mean, you know,
well,
the governor of Missouri was in Council Bluffs with Nebraska and Iowa's governors yesterday, and probably still there today, discussing
what to do.
Well, of course, it's unforeseen. But.
Right. It's pretty scary and pretty sad to see those farmers go through that, because, like we've already discussed, I mean, that's for livelihoods that depend on what they can grow. And Mr. Baker and I was actually talking about, and a couple of students the other day, talking about the prices of cattle, of how they're already rising locally here due to the fact of the floods and all that in those areas. So I don't really know what the answer is, but you hate to see that truly happen. Of course, I think we can all realize that we'll probably see prices at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Prices at the fuel stations go up as well, from the corn and the ethanol and all that. But definitely our thoughts and prayers need to be with those farmers and families up in that area. And because it's been a pretty hard winter for them before the flooding.
And so you still got the melt off of the Dakotas, and especially Montana. They had, at one point, they had snow packed as high as 85, 90 inches, you know, where they've come through with plows and stuff. And so...
Well, and to tell another quick story,
Sure,
actually in January, I went north of Kansas City to pick up some livestock for myself personally, and took a couple of students. They wanted to ride with me, and we went up, and I think it was during a pretty cold spell we had, and the sun was shining that day, and it was 37 degrees, and it felt like summertime. It's whenever we left Mountain Home, and we got up there, and Kansas City seemed like it was sort of a cutoff. Everything was clear, but once we got about an hour south of Kansas City, we started noticing the lakes were solid frozen heading into Kansas City. We no more than get 20 minutes on the north side of it, and snow was on the ground. I'm talking about at least 10 inches to a foot of snow of everywhere we could see. And we pull up to this farm, and I was asking the farmer, I said, how long has the snow been here? And he said, it's been here since October and hadn't left. And I got tickled at him. He was actually in shorts and short sleeves, and it was 36 degrees. He said, this is, I think he told me 20 days they had went through negative degrees. And that was the first time at 36. He said it feels like summer. So they were just excited to see some sunshine and warmer weather. So not only did they have a hard winter, but I hate to see the flooding as well over the last couple weeks. So
trying to find some pictures here. This is, of course, we've all seen pictures of floods, but Channel 3 is running a story on some Northwest Missouri farmers, and you know, we got to wait for A, the water to recede, and B, for the ground to dry out. I mean, you know,
nothing.
Call it an act of God, whatever it may be, but
not much
it is
more.
what it is.
It's going to be devastating for that area, though.
It is,
and everybody's going to pay that cost all the way down. I mean, you don't realize how much they supply for our economy's consumption, and now that not having that it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt. Yes, sir.
Let's see. I had one more question. I can't think what it is now, but.
I think it's awesome that it's another facet that schools get kids involved in something different.
Really, it's much needed. And, I think it's much needed, you know, whether it's animal or plant science, you know.
You know, as a kid, I was blessed that I grew up, you know, I had a grandfather that he was a farmer. He was corn. And I remember as a kid running through them cornfields trying to get lost. I mean, he had hundreds of acres.
What state?
Where
were you?
That was up in Nebraska.
In Nebraska. Oh, that'd be some nice corn up there.
I mean, as a kid, you know, the corn's over your head.
Have y'all ever driven I-70 out of St. Louis towards Indianapolis, Indiana?
Yes, sir.
I mean, there you go again. I mean, love that.
And then I had
Effingham and Terre Haute. Yeah.
I had an uncle that we used to work summers with him, and he had a feedlot in Colorado. And, I mean, hundreds of heads of cattle. And what was cool is it was back in the day, I mean, we still had horses that we did everything on. They were trained to a T, I mean, to walk sideways up to a gate where you can open the gates. And you rode your horses in town and still tied them up when inside. It was just a different era. And to have, you know, I was blessed as a kid to be part of that and see how that goes together and see how that works. And to have kids today to be able to get hands-on with some of that. It's just awesome. I think it's a great thing.
I just, we're starting running time because Mr. Lewis got to get to Fayetteville. Dairy farms.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, dairy farms.
There used to be a bunch of them around here. Even 40 years ago, there's dairy farms here. When I was in high school, sophomore or freshman high school, you know, kids would come in and say, well, I've been up since 4 o'clock. Why'd you get up at 4? Well, I had to go milk the cows.
Yes,
literally right here.
It was a different
just different times and different era. Yeah. But not to say that it's bad in today's society. We just got to be more proactive and productive in how we grow it. Yeah. They say the population 3% is dealt directly with production agriculture. Which is sort of scary statistic if you really think about it. 3% of the world's population is involved in agriculture.
Only 3?
Only 3, and in the U.S. And but with that being said, we're being smarter, utilizing more opportunities and science behind it. I mean, you think of agriculture, and I'll tell a quick story. Whenever I was in high school, I knew there was science involved in agriculture, but that first class that I had in college, where it was basically biology, but we were learning about animal science, I thought, what have I gotten myself into? An agriculture degree is nothing more than a science degree, and there's tons of science behind it. But so we just got to be smarter, more productive in the way that we can produce the food to sustain our population. So.
But what you said, 3% of the world population is involved in agriculture, but 100% partakes in the outcome.
Right, and that's what probably the piece that most people miss, and I think maybe the public is misinformed about some of the practices. You see that, but I can assure you the common goal is to, well, throw out a statistic. I think from the 40s, the average farmer produced or fed 22 or 23 people. And nowadays, a average farmer provides enough food for 145 people. So,
thank you, farmers.
Technology, it's amazing what we can do with technology and new innovative ideas. So,
yeah, with that, need to take a break. Appreciate you being here. I know you got to get off to Fayetteville. Thank you, sir.
Much.
Time for a break. Thanks.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products.
Sure, all mowers cut grass, but only a Ferris mower with suspension technology can provide you with increased productivity, quality of cut, durability, and comfort. The caster wheels and cutting deck are connected to the frame beneath the suspension. This lets the deck follow the wheels as they move up and down in relation to the ground contours. Maintaining the distance between the deck and the ground results in a beautiful, consistent cut. Visit your local Ferris dealer to experience the difference suspension makes.
Hi, it's Bob and Linda Zadora. We're the Z team at Century 21 Lemac Realty. we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z Team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z Team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
$7:50 on this rainy Thursday. We're going to take another look at the radar real quick, brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora, for all your real estate needs. You can call them at 870-405-0793. Moderate rain showers right now in the northern part of the state. Well, there's moderate showers through the whole part of the state right now. And so with the exception of northeast Arkansas and northwest Arkansas getting showers at this time.
It's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. Can we look at the live shot real quick?
Yeah.
Take a look at the White River. I love that shot. Yeah, it's moving on. A little bit brighter in Marion County what it is in Baxter. It's brought to you by the Z Team. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. You know, Mr. Lewis was here, and he's on his way to Fayetteville. He says, can I leave a little early? Yeah, sure. He's got to take a bunch of kids to Fayetteville. 3% of the world's population is involved in agri, but yet 100% of the world takes advantage of the produce. And it doesn't matter whether you're plant science, animal science, whether you're poultry, cattle. You know, our good friend Bruce Emerson over in Payette area. Talked to him the other day, and he said, well, Dale, I need to get off here. I got 43,000 birds coming in now. 43,000.
It'd be amazing to see that same statistic 2 generations back, because you would see a higher population involved in agri than what's involved today.
And I think
a lot of that is, like he was saying, due to the technology. One person, you know, with all this technology can manage a lot more property size.
Yeah.
Where, you know, things in the past, it took manpower. I mean,
I remember
difference.
My grandparents had 40 acres in very extreme southern Missouri. Literally on that 40 acres, you could walk 15 minutes south and be in Arkansas. That's our coast state line they were. But they sustained a livelihood on 40 acres for a while. I mean, you could grow the crop and you could live off, you lived that year off of what you grew on 40 acres.
Yeah.
And some of that was hand plowed, you know. And think about it, some of these farmers in days gone by had a mule and a plow, and they put the straps around the mule and, okay, giddy up, go, you know, and you had that blade and you cut that ground.
Yeah.
But now, you know, when
I know
drive,
even my grandfather, they were blessed. They had the big tractors and the big equipment. As a kid, that was cool. I mean,
well, sure
it was
and
really
then, you know,
neat.
like I was saying, you know, take Interstate 70 out of St. Louis, go to Effingham, Illinois, towards Terre Haute, Indiana. And this time of year, as far as you can see, is going to be corn and wheat. It's beautiful, you know. And where would we be without agriculture?
Yeah.
And so, you know, anyway.
And then, like I was telling you, you know, we used to work summer here and there, my uncle's feedlot up in Colorado, and it was different. It was their area, and it was Yuma, Colorado, was almost set back in time back then.
What part of the state we're talking? Is it southeast?
Oh, I don't even remember. I'd have to look it up. I just remember the name of it. But it was still set back in time. I mean, you rode the horse for everything.
Yeah.
You rode the horse in town. They still had the tie-up post.
Really?
You can go inside. I mean, it was neat, and getting a chance to grow up and be involved in that, and you know, how they looked at horses different, and how they looked at, you know, they were their livelihoods.
Yeah.
I mean, and the horses loved to be part of it. I mean, it was cool.
And did you see the pictures of farmers loading their trailers with the big round bales of hay heading up into the flood-stricken areas. They're coming out of the areas that, well, they've had hay left over because, you know,
the
feed cattle.
The sad part is the amount of livestock that has passed away due to the flooding and stuff, and that's where things are going to hurt. You're going to see a big
mainly in Nebraska, Missouri, and Iowa. You know, like I say, you know, the governors were meeting. I think that meeting continues today. I was watching a newsreel on that last night, and they were talking about that. But you know,
and what it's going to cost for them farmers and them cattle people to start over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where
I know there's insurance for a lot of that, but you can't get back on your feet 100% with insurance. I ain't gonna pay everything, but you know. Oh, thank you, farmers. You know, and you know, we got a good friend over in Piatt area, Bruce Emerson. You know, I mean, his whole day. I mean, that's his livelihood. You know, is poultry farming. You know, we got poultry and cattle, and like Mr. O said, Arkansas is the only self-sustaining state. We didn't even bring up the fact there's oil in El Dorado. If you've been in extreme southern Arkansas, you've got oil wells pumping down there. I don't know if they're still pumping now, but even in mid-central Illinois.
But like he said, you know, it can be a tough life too, though. But it's rewarding. But I remember, you know, especially at the feedlot, you know, we had quite a few hired hands that would work during the day, and we'd all sit at this huge table and have this big breakfast early in the morning. I mean, it could be 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And once you got out there, you ate a big breakfast. That may be the only meal you get until the evening.
A lot of the farms, in what I remember, was you had that big breakfast. You know, the farmer's wife, she'd cook 2 dozen eggs, she'd have 4 pounds of bacon, she'd have the homemade biscuits. She'd be cooking by 3:30 in the morning. That way you were out in the field by 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so you get in a good 6 to 7 hours, and by 1 o'clock it's time for the midday lunch, which was another big meal, fried chicken, potatoes, the whole 9 yards, and then the evening meal was slacked off a little bit. But you figure by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they already had 6 or 7 hours in the field.
Oh,
and that's not easy work, let me tell you.
No, I mean, but it teaches you a lot. I mean, it does, you know, responsibility and work ethics and everything that it teaches. And it's awesome to see the school get outside and bring another
a great job with
thing.
That.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and got that greenhouse 30 by 90.
And he talked about, you know, this was a learning year. They took 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. But when you end the season with a 30 by 90 full of plants, I would still say that was successful. I don't care how many steps backwards you took.
And so the plant sale is April 9th, open to the public from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday 10 to 1. And we'll have to get more information on where it's at. It's back there by the agriculture area at the high school. And so even Mayor's looking at getting some of those plants for downtown.
Yeah, and that's cool to be able to get, you know, they need it to kind of decorate and spruce up the downtown and build the downtown, yet at the same time they're able to help the kids and funding and it's a good thing all the way around.
We've got a great agriculture program. I think Dr. Long will be here tomorrow. We may elaborate on a little bit more. Tell us a little bit about what you got coming up this weekend.
This weekend we've got the Wrestling National Championships. It's the Adidas National Wrestling Championships. Sorry. It's in Independence, Missouri. We'll be bringing, we got, I think, 9 youth wrestlers that are going down and competing this year, which is the most we've ever had. And then we've got a couple high school that will be competing on Saturday. So it'll run all weekend. We won't be done till late Sunday night. And every state's kind of sending their best kids. This is it's not just a tournament you go out there and just kind of learn and have fun. This is it. This is what's going to see where you stand compared to the rest of the United States. And it's tough. The biggest thing for us is trying to get the kids mentally prepared for what because they're going to see things that they hadn't seen before and things that we haven't had time to show them. So we've had to kind of do a little fast track this last month, but I think they're ready. I really do. I think they'll do good.
7:59. We're going to take another look at the White River. We'll close out the show with this. We want to thank Brandon Lewis from Mountain Home High School Agri Department for being here. Lots of information. The plant sale starts April 9th from 8 to 6, Saturday 10 to 1. And right now you're looking at the live shot, looking at the White River, and you can see the rain exiting to the upper right. That'd be the Mountain Home area. Live shot brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team. For all your real estate needs, retiretoarkansas.net. Call them at 870-405-0793. Enjoy the rain, and we will see you tomorrow. Scooter, have a great day.
You too.
We'll see you later, folks. Thanks.